Dear student, class 8, today I will revision the colonial age and the liberation war of Bengal, chapter 1, lesson 4 and 5, the exploitation of East India Company and the impact of the British rule. Some countries of Europe and Europe had strong naval power. They aimed at expanding trade and commerce. The strong countries of the world, like India, were the target because India were fulfilled with main wealth. With this purpose, the British East India Company was established in England in 1600 AD. This East India Company. When did East India Company establish in England? In 1600 AD. In this company established a commercial base at Hooghly in 1651 and at Kashim Bazar 1658. Where they established their commercial base in Hooghly in 1651 and Kashim Bazar in 1658. That Dutch East India Company also entered Bengal in 1630, but could not survive in the face of competition with British East India Company, and so the Dutch company left India after some years and proceeded towards Indonesia and Malaysia. The French also arrived in Bengal in 1664 and established the French East India Company. This company made a strong base in Chandanagar and Chuchura. Where they made a strong base, Chandanagar and Chuchura. The French were also defeated 3 times by the British Company, left India, ending their 100 years old trade and proceed towards Indo-China. How many times they involved were with British Company? 3 times. The British East India Company started to strengthen their hold gradually, and at one time they started to influence an administration of the Nawab. Nawab Alipuddin Khan died 1756. When did Nawab Alipuddin Khan die? In 1756. After his death, there arose a dispute about the heir to the throne among the members of Nawab family and aristocrats of the court. The officers of the British East India Company took advantage of the dispute. The British traders joined the conspirators against the young Nawab. Actually, 3 types of enemies surrounded the Nawab. His family. These conspirators were Ghositi Begum, their family member, their eldest aunt, Mir Jafar, Mir Qasim, some members of rich elite like Umichad, Jagoset and Rajbollo. Watson and Clive, 2 British commanders, made most of the internal conflict. Actually, British East India Company wanted to get the power all over the power, and for this reason they made internal conflicts with them. They brought soldiers from Madras and occupied Kolkata. After this, Clive wanted to occupy the Nawab capital at Murshidabad. With this purpose, faced the Nawab's army in a mango orchard at Murshidabad. The Nawab's old commander Mir Jafar betrayed the Nawab in the Battle of Plassey, held on which day or when did the Plassey battle occur on 23rd June 1757. Thus, the Nawab of Bengal, Bihar, Odisha was defeated in the battle. The Nawab was brutally killed. Though Mir Jafar was made Nawab after this, the real power exercised by the cunning and daring British commander Robert Clive. Actually, Robert Clive made this game, and they wanted to capture this power, overall power of India. For this reason, he made some player like Umichad, like Ghasiti Begum, to capture this power. At last, Clive officially got the Diwani, meaning the ownership of Bengal, Bihar, Odisha from the Emperor of Delhi in 1765 AD. The task of collecting revenue went to the hands of the English after they had got the Diwani of this area. The English, can you imagine, these people came to India for a trade purpose, but at a time they got the or they snatched the power of all over the India. The English also had their control over administration. Clive continued dual administration in Bengal for some period. Dual administration diarchy was a peculiar system. Here is a question: what do you mean dual administration? It was a peculiar system. In this system, revenue collection, military control, running the administration were in the hands of the British. The Nawab was an administrator only by name. As a result, the Nawab got powerless responsibility and company got power without duty. The diarchy was an extreme curse for the people. Actually, it brings extreme curse for the people of subcontinent, actually Indian subcontinent. The English, after getting authority of collecting revenue, increased the amount of tax on the subject, and they gave maximum pressure to collect additional tax. Apart from this, the country faced a great famine due to drought for 3 years. How many times or how long, how many years country faced a great famine? 3 years. For 3 years. This famine is known is the history as the Chiatur Montotor, meaning the famine of Bengali year 1176. Mind it, what do you mean by, here is a question, what do you mean by Chiatur Montotor? Million of people died in this famine. This amount was 1/3 of the total population of then the Bengal. The prominent governor of East India Company at the initial stage were Lord Wellesley, Warren Hastings, Lord Cornwallis, Lord William Bentinck, Lord Harding, and Lord Dalhousie. They adopt different plans to make English rule permanent in India. Though they worked to exploit the people, even then the countrymen were benefited by some of their work. Railway, steamer, postal, telecommunication, the major works of English were given. Land and revenue management was given to the British governor. General, according to Indian administration law passed by British Parliament in 1858. When did the British Indian administration law pass? In 1858. A class of jamindars were created by implementing permanent settlement in 1793. Those jamindar always remained loyal to the British. British authority in the control of administration was ensured. Number 4, administrative offices, educational and commercial institutions were shifted to Kolkata from Murshidabad. This shifting made Kolkata an important city. Later, Kolkata was made capital of Bengal officially. Which city known as capital of Bengal Kolkata. But it is true that English governor like Lord William Bentinck and Lord Hardinge took steps to expand education, stop early marriage, and to introduce widow marriage. These are the great work for British to expand education, to stop early marriage, and introduce widow marriage. Because some social customs actually disturbing the people life. Some bad social customs like Shatida, and they also introduced the practice of modern science. Besides, they cooperated with Bengalis, with Raja Rammohn Rai and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar in their attempt to eradicate some social superstitions, including Shatida. Which means the widow will also be burnt with her dead husband. It is very dangerous things, and it is inhuman behavior with the widow. 19th century we got a news for India. 16 plus girls, Rupkanua, his name was Rupkanua, and when her husband was died, and he was almost 80 years, and then social superstitious person compelled to go to burnt with her dead bodies, and nobody stopped this burning situation, and nobody stopped it for the social pressure, society's people's pressure, because some superstitious people committed this occurrence and committed these incidents. A new educated civil society emerged in the country, but the greater Bengali community was oppressed by the British rule. The British East India Company did not stop even after getting the control of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. The Mughal Empire faced a crisis after the death of Emperor Aurangzeb. Some Nawabs and local kings started to contest the power of the Mughal Empire. Thus, the throne of Delhi became weaker. Consequently, company army officers tried to expand their control in different fields. A mutiny spread among shippers in different barracks of British-controlled reign in 1857. Shipper Mongol Pandey and Havildar Rajabali lead this mutiny. They are pioneer person who lead this mutiny in Bengal. Shipper Mongol Pandey and Havildar Rajab Ali. The rulers of different areas of India who wanted freedom joined their hands with the shippers in this mutiny. Some of these groups are Queen Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi and Tatia Tupi of Maharashtra. Delhi monarch Bahadur Shah Jafar also supported the shippers, who are the supported Queen Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi and Tatia Tupi of Maharashtra, and also Delhi monarch Bahadur Shah Jafar. But the English could control this mutiny as they had sophisticated weapon, skilled soldier. Their tricks and barbarism also helped to this effect. After this incident, Indian Rule Act was passed in the British Parliament on 2nd August 1858. What is the famine of 76? Already I discussed it. Look, the movement against the East India Company and British rule. The rule of East India Company came to an end with the promulgation of Indian Rule Act, state power of India was given to the British King. One minister of the British cabinet was appointed as the Secretary of State for India. He would run the administration of India with the help and suggestion of a 15 members advisory board. Actually, they made an advisory board. According to this law, the Governor General was called Viceroy. The who was the Viceroy? The Governor General. The Viceroy was representative of the British King. Lord Canning was appointed as the first Viceroy. Who was the first Viceroy? Lord Canning. In this way, the British government established their total control over India in 1861. The British Parliament instructed the Indian government to form a representative parliament. A declaration was also made to form a Bengal parliament. The function of the Bengal parliament started from 1st February 1862. At first, this parliament had 12 members. The number of members were increased to 21 in 1892. During the initial stage, there was no provision for these members to be elected by voting. Later on, this parliament became a democratic institution, and this system was then introduced throughout India, including Bengal. But the control of the British government over the parliament remained intact. In 1853, the British government decided to divide Bengal. 1853. They divided Bengal into two provinces. Demarcation was made to this effect in 1903. The division of Bengal in 1905 is the result of this planning. East Bengal got a separate identity from this state. A great majority number of people during the British rule were farmers. On the other hand, some minority was the privileged Jamindar class. The number of people connected with cottage and small industries was very few. Agriculture, the backbone of economy, was also almost ruined during the British rule. Actually, British exploiting system ruined our economy, and the same was the case with the weaving industry, which was once very famous. Actually, muslin, I want to say the muslin shari was very famous in the world, but it was ruined by the British. The business community of Bengal was not organized. The condition of Bengal in industry was not worth mentioning. The women folk lagged behind due to social norms and superstition. The middle class society also could not become powerful. At that time, Britain was the richest country of the world, because they smuggling all things from the India, and British became the powerful and richest country of the world, while India was a British colony and a place of exploitation. Renaissance in Bengal and emergence of the state of Pakistan. The English wanted to make their rule stronger. With this intention, they started to create an English educated class, and they would remain loyal to them. Warren Hastings established Kolkata Madrasa. When did the Kolkata Madrasa established? In 1781. The purpose of establishing this madrasa was to satisfy the Muslim by creating job opportunities, as the Muslims were broken-hearted because of losing their state. For the same reason, Sanskriti College was established for the Hindus in 1791. A new inspiration aroused the local people for coming in touch with modern education. People started to question the age old beliefs, norms, and culture. movement against Shatida started from the Hindus. Opinions were formed in favor of widow marriage. The country witnessed a new tide which was limited by very effective in changing the age-old belief of the people. English missionary Sir William Carey kept himself attached in various social activities apart from active uh, preaching of Christianity. He was a pioneer in composing Bengali grammar. William Carey, setting up printing machines, Srirampur, publishing a newspaper, preparing a school textbook, many other important social work. Uh, in this sequence, British established schools throughout the country. Some colleges were also established for higher studies. At last, Kolkata University was established 1857 as a seat of higher education and research. So, this chapter based on history-based chapter, actually history-based chapter. Please, you read more. Otherwise, you did not mm, good at your copies. You did not write anything properly on your copies. So if you have any problem, please contact with me. Allah Hafiz.